Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. And let's be honest, most people don't need a new business plan. They need a reset. In the next 15 minutes, I'm going to break down what I call reset season, the space between burnout and breakthrough. And how do you reinvent without blowing up everything? I've been there because it's true. You don't need to quit your business. You need to fire the version of yourself that got you there. My name is Christian. I'm the host of the Disruptive Chef Entrepreneur show. And if you haven't done so, like today's episode or share it with somebody you feel can benefit from it. And if you haven't done so, make sure you not just follow us. Make sure you set the reset button, and so you know anytime we have a new episode. So on Mondays, we have a new guest we share with you. And on Fridays, you get just me, all the things I worked on for the week, I worked on with my clients, and I'm sharing that with you. So you can be absolutely excellent, but outdated at the same time. Did you know that? Because the market shifts when you keep repeating what used to work, same menu, same pitch, same mindset, isn't running the company anymore. It's what's babysitting your comfort. And comfort is expensive. I probably know you heard that. Success can be a trap. And not only can it be a trap, it can trap you faster than failure. Every business eventually outgrows the mindset that started it. And for me, if I look at my calendar, or if you look at your calendar, your menu, your offer, are you scheduling it right now? Or are you doing it because it used to work and you used to do it? We think that time is against us, but it's not true. Time is data. And for me, I talk about this all the time. For me, I remember the time when a deal fell through, or for you, when a chef walked away, when the phone stops ringing. Every slowdown is a signal. Either the model needs to evolve or the mindset does. We hear this all the time because how do you build structure out of silence? And for me, there's this little thing I have, and that's why we started our book course, and it's an 8-week course. You know what? That quiet season behind your framework is what started our book course. The 8 weeks to build it, 90-day outcomes, 6 months reinvention. The time stopped being something I used to fear, and now it's my partner. And in our book course, it works perfectly. And for me, I looked at this. If this works in a book course, can it also be repeated in your business? And it absolutely does. Because don't manage time, listen to it. Because when time speaks, it's not saying stop, it says shift. And that's something we are so hung up on, and that's something we are so tied to. Because emotion drives your dream. The framework really keeps it alive. People try to turn $1 million visions into 50-cent system. Motivation burns out. The framework scales. And that's honestly what we do. And I have this 3-piece framework I use all the time. And if you listen to this podcast often, you heard about it. The first one is the clarity compass. And you need to know what are your non-negotiables? And you need to be clear about that. The second thing we always talk about is you're in a boardroom. Listen to the CEO, not the critic. Because if you don't know where you want to go, it doesn't matter how critics kind of confront you. Listen to the person which runs it. So run and listen to the CEO, not the critics. And then we talk about this constantly, the 90-day sprint. Pick one metric that moves everything else, because you don't wait for alignment. You build architecture that forces that alignment. If your business would disappear tomorrow, you need to ask yourself, what parts of the system would you rebuild first? What's your foundation? Then proceed. Because hospitality isn't a job. Hospitality is philosophy and how we treat people when they don't owe you anything. It doesn't matter if you're in the kitchen or as a team or even if you're your church's congregation. The principles are the same. Create safety and clarity. I have learned that people don't quit jobs. They quit confusion. And I have the story. I had this dishwasher. His name was George. And George came to me once and he told me, hey, Christian, I don't mind working hard. I just need to know what winning looks like. That line, that simple line never left me. George worked for me forever. And what that line told me and what I learned from that line is what made me today. That leadership isn't about titles. It's about a translation. If people don't repeat your vision back to you, you know what? Then you're not following it. And that's as simple as that. Because the same approach runs through if you do coaching and then in our authors, our masterminds, you know what? Even in our churches, all about giving people the framework to feel safe enough to grow. That's as simple as that. So I have a little call to action for you. I want you to take a piece of paper for the next 7 days, work around what is the reset season for you. Remember, it's not a punishment, it's a promotion. Then also write everything you lost. You know, what was the thing you lost? Did it make it space for what's next? And the old plan that got you here. Gratitude. Okay, burn it anyway. Because you probably heard it said, whatever got you is not what got you here. It's not what's going to get you where you want to go. So the call to action is really easy. I want you to identify the one thing that you are holding on to. That one thing you holding on to that actually is holding you back, the process, a partner, a belief, a price point. Drop it. I'm telling you, drop it. Just for the next 7 days. See what happens. See what breeds. Because remember, you're not starting over. You are starting from honesty. Okay? And when you build from honesty, momentum is not optional. It's invertible. And that's what we're talking about today. Again, my name is Christian. I'm the host of the Disruptive Chef Entrepreneur show, you know, and we know that failure is not fatal. It's our fuel. And where reinvention is the new currency or luxury, and where we don't have to rebuild quietly. And that's what I wanted to share with you today. Hopefully that sinks in because you don't need to burn it all down. And a reset button, and we call this the reset season, is all you need. So with that, on the comments below, let me know what resonated with you today. What is that one thing that's holding you back? That one thing you know that process needs to go. I really need to walk away from this partner. I have this belief which I just need to toss. Or looking at a price point. I want you just for the next 7 days. Drop it and see what breeds. With that, I want to say thanks for being here today. My name is Christian. I'm the host of the Disruptive Chef Entrepreneur show. And we appreciate you being here today. Thanks, everybody.